Are you sure you're ready to be on the Erin's comic room?
Are we on?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, hi everybody.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey, no, we're good. We were just talking beforehand, so I just wanted to come live, like really creepy. Eric is here. Hey, Eric, how are you doing today? Oh, there's my mic. I'm like, why the fuck isn't my mic? Like, I keep pulling it closer to me, and like, it wasn't showing up. No, but anyway. Anyway, welcome to Erin's Comic Room, the reboot. This is our 4th episode here on YouTube. We have 10 other episodes on what's that platform? What's that platform? What is it? What is it?
Tweech?
Tweech?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I would go check that out if you guys want to watch more of my show, because we do I've done a lot of interviews. I've had Miracle Man on for 6 episodes, and we interviewed quite a few people together. And I mean, when Jose took over, me and Jose interviewed we had a couple cool people on. Unfortunately, today Jose can't be with us because he is, well, not unfortunately. I mean, nothing bad is happening with Jose. He's just unfortunately he had a family tragedy, and he's going on vacation. So
Well, let's hope everything goes well.
he needs time to go. He just needs time away. I don't blame him. He's a great guy, and he's had a lot happen to him this year so far.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he can just wish him the best of the best wherever he's going. He didn't even tell me where he was going. He's just like, I'm going away with the wife. I'm like, okay, have fun.
Yeah. Well, things will be okay. I'm
So
sure.
usually we go through the first thing we'll go through is the pool list for the week, but you're not a Wednesday warrior, are you?
Uh No, I'm not a super comic person or follower, and I'm on a comic show.
Oh yeah, it's no big deal. Okay, this is Chrystal. This is Chrystal Williams.
Hi everybody.
If you guys don't know her, I was on a podcast with her. How many episodes did we do on this podcast?
There was 9 episodes.
We were on Gals of Geekdom, and that was like my first introduction to like doing streams and like podding, as people call it.
Doing the pods.
Doing the pods. You do the pods all the time, don't you?
You know what? People like to ask me to do things, and
have you been on any pods this week?
uh,
Other than, I don't think this is a pod. I think this is like
a chill out.
This is a pood.
A pood. No, I was on an episode of The Violet Wanderers, but that won't be out for a little bit because they take their time to edit it. So
you see, that's the thing I don't like about pods.
Editing?
I don't like editing. It's not that I can't, it's that I don't really like the whole aspect. I don't like adding work to something that is supposed to be fun. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Like,
Yeah,
as soon as a hobby becomes work, I usually stop doing that hobby. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to continue to do this because I like to meet people. I like to talk about things. Just really chill environments, you know?
Oh yeah, it's great to just hang and talk. You know.
Oh yeah, did you see last week's show?
I didn't. What happened?
Last week's show, we had David Papose on, and he was talked about his book, Scout's Honor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which I have right here. This is issue 3, Scout's Honor, and I just want to take this time to shout him out. Go buy this book if you haven't already. Just go buy this book. This is a really good book.
Go put the money in the things. Go put the money in. Do the things.
Yeah, go do the things. Anyway, that's like our first creative interview, so it was a really big deal. But anyway,
big deal.
Yeah, it is. He was great. Anyway, since you're not a Wednesday warrior, is what we call them. If you don't know, that's the people that like go to the LCS every goddamn Wednesday for their books. And
okay,
that's me.
Well, yeah,
you know me. I get my books every week.
I know you.
Like I barely miss a week. So since you're not that, have you been reading anything lately? Like what have you been reading? Have you been reading at all?
Well, I think the last thing that I was really reading was I was trying to read, but I kind of fell off a little bit. But I was reading the Vision comic book. Which one was that? See, I am totally blanking on what I was reading, but it was basically
The
one of
Vision.
the
Was it what who do you know? Do you know? You don't know which?
Wait, let me get the name. Sorry. I just came off of a shift at work, so it's a bit my brain is a little bit mushy.
No, you're fine.
Oh, Vision Volume 1. There we go. I was reading
Bye.
Tom King.
Oh.
Tom King's Vision. I was reading that. Sorry, people on the internet.
Oh,
I'm trying to be a better streamer.
that's the one where he's like waving.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Yeah, I saw that.
On the library.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
you can talk. Sorry.
Oh no, I don't mean to interrupt. It's
You're not.
I was reading on Hoopla, which is a library streaming app, which you guys should try out. If you get a digital library card, you can sign in and read a whole bunch of free comics. So, yeah, I'm reading Vision. It's Volume 1. I read it because they were saying that was a huge inspiration for WandaVision. There it is.
The director's cut. You know what? I saw this book, right? So I have this vendor on eBay that it usually is like buy 2 trades, get 1 free.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a super good deal because most of the trades are $10. So like you spend $20, you get 3 trades. It's a great deal. Great deal. And this was one of the trades for $10. And I remember seeing it, and I didn't pick it up because I'm not really I'm not a huge Tom King fan. A lot of his writing isn't really my like forte. I do really love his Batman run. It was one of the best Batman runs that in recent history. And yeah, so I saw this book for $10, right? And I didn't pick it up, and then I was on last night. Now that the show's over with, that the finale is done.
WandaVision ended, yeah.
Yes, now that the show's over with, this book was $70.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
From the same vendor.
Well, I guess everyone's talking about it. Jeez.
Well, if it was a big influence for the
yeah, it was a big influence for WandaVision. At least for the fact, the fact that it's Vision at like the suburban life or suburbia life, I should say. You know, like living, trying to fit in, but also like really not being able to. I didn't finish it, but I thought it was actually really interesting. It was pretty well written.
You should get on that.
Yeah, I know. I
really like this. What's it doing? This cover here has Quicksilver on it and like all the family stuff right here.
This is really cool.
Actually, yeah. There's it even has Ant-Man, Ultron, Vision. That's awesome.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And it has Magneto and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. That's cool. That's actually really cool. That's a really cool cover. That's I think that's the hardcover.
That's an awesome hardback.
Yes. Yeah, that's actually really cool. And Tom King is like one of those writers where like he's just like he's a triple A writer is what I would call him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's one of the big ones.
Yeah, he's definitely huge. When I was like asking people like what their suggestions were for reading up on before I see WandaVision, because I knew that WandaVision wasn't going to follow the comics. It's in its own MCU universe, but
yes, they rarely follow the comics, but they do take a lot of influence.
Right, influence. And I was like, well, if there's something that could give me the vibe, that I'm going to be experiencing, and I got so many recommendations saying that not only is Vision a great book, but it's also like huge influence. So totally worth it. It's really good so far. So
I would tell you to finish that and let me know what you think overall, because if you like it, I might add it to not if it's $70. I'm not
like I said, if you can get a digital e-library card, you can use Hoopla. It's an app, and you can borrow library books, and the entire series is available for free on there if you do that. So
That's see, me and digital comics, we don't get along.
Okay. See, I just do it because of money.
Yeah, some people are smart and not materialistic, and just like, hey, if I can read it, that's good enough. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
I'm like, I need to hold it and be able to show it to everybody.
No, I totally get that. If I had more money, I would totally do that. But I also I should read more comics in general, so I would have to sacrifice actually paying for each individual one and do whatever I can. That's what I did with Gail Simone's Red Sonja. So
it's gotten to the point now where I'm only spending like $20 a week on my pool, unfortunately. And there's so much out lately that I would like to read, but it's like, if I get everything I want to read, it's going to be like $90 every week. And like, that's like
ridiculous.
Way more than an average entertainment budget.
Shit, that's going to be more money than I'm going to spend out of my paycheck for health insurance.
Yes. And that's just on comic books. Every week, like that's a lot of money every month. Like just do the math here, just do that's like $360. That's like $360, like $450 a week on comic book. I mean, a month on comic books. That's like car payment and car insurance.
Yeah, probably not the best to spend that much on that.
And that's a big problem that a lot of people have with comic books. And mostly I've heard Alan Moore say that comic books are supposed to be, a medium for the lower class. And they're not anymore. You know what I mean?
Right. You have to have a certain amount of income to be able to afford to keep up with certain amounts of things. I mean, granted, they do have these like streaming services, but that's money too.
So yeah, a lot of these books are having like a up to $9 like retail value on them, like sticker price.
Really?
Yeah, and they're just like average, like comics. I mean, they're a little thicker. They have a lot more pages in them. Like, so it would be like a 50-page book for like almost $10.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. That's quite an investment. And comics don't take very long to read either.
Yes. I mean, I read that in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at it all you want. Like, you can always look at it and enjoy the art. Like, it's yours to keep forever, to look at forever.
Pretty.
Forever to look at.
Look at forever.
What did I buy? Look, I wanted to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about my pool at all, but like, what did I buy?
You bought a comic.
Do you see it though?
Oh, I see.
Do you see the name?
I see the little name.
Do you see how Deadpool's arm is very disproportionate?
Janky?
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't notice that. So this is going to be our first Roblematic section in quite some time. It's probably the first Roblematic thing we're doing in 2021. Honestly.
Yeah, Roblematic started on Gals.
Roblematic did start on Gals, and you know what? We're going to do it again because I bought this Rob Liefeld book. I can't even say it without laughing. Did Rob block me yet? No, he didn't. But anyway, I bought this. This is Deadpool's Nerdy 30. Okay, it's Deadpool's 30th birthday. So it's like an anthology book of Deadpool, like just a bunch of Deadpool stories by a bunch of good writers.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, there's some Kelly Thompson in there. There's some Joe Kelly. I think there's some Robbie Rodriguez did one story. Jerry Duggan did some 2099 story, which was amazing if you like Deadpool 2099, which I do. Not many people read that one. But, yeah, there's a lot of cool things. But they gave Rob Liefeld a story in this book here.
They allowed him?
Yeah, they allowed him to write a story.
Yeah. Oh, the The big mouth allowed him.
Oh yeah, Fabian Naxara did a cover, a story in it too. But yeah, this is the good cover.
That's a good cover.
Yeah, this is the good cover. And then there's the Rob Liefeld cover, which is the one that okay, well, it's not that I got it. It was in my bin. God damn it, I can't even. Marvel's site is so jank. Did you, what? That's Marvel's site. It's so jank. Do you see this?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Oh, see variant covers. That's what it is. So I got the Liefeld one.
Ah.
Okay. Thank you for showing me the cover in the little. Look, what is this? What is this? This is Marvel's website. Oh my god, I think this is probably the first time I've ever been on Marvel's website. Holy shit.
Marvel, please do better.
Yeah, anyway. So the thing about this book is it's a really, really good book. But it's got a stain on it. And let me explain to you why.
Okay.
And it's entirely Rob Liefeld.
Well, I mean,
like my entire problem with this book is Rob Liefeld. So you remember you remember we did the podcast in 2020. You remember he was talking shit on Marvel.
Yes, he was.
Most of 2020, right? And they were gracious enough to give him a story in this book here. And so you flip to his story here after you read some of the most amazing stories, birthday stories for Deadpool. Some really great stuff here.
Oh, that art looks cool.
You get to the end here, and what is Deadpool talking about? He's talking about, do you guys remember New Mutants 98? Do you guys remember the 90s?
Oh boy.
Do you guys remember all these looks that were really bad? Yeah, he literally calls these looks bad. You see on this page here?
Yeah.
It's like all the Deadpool looks. And then he's like, do you remember Cable? Well, Cable's not doing too well in sales now, so he literally took a shot at whoever's writing the Cable series.
Oh, wow.
At least I think. And then he drew himself.
Oh, self-insert.
So he inserted himself in the book and pretty much just...
Which doesn't look like him. Like...
Yeah, dude, you don't look anything like that.
He looks like Vic Mignogna.
I had a picture of this, and I put out a really nasty tweet, but I deleted it because it was just a little too negative for my Twitter feed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But it's like, man, are you serious? It was like, I was sitting here laughing. I read this comic and I laughed, and I was just like, seriously?
Oh, man.
And then right afterward, I had to debate a chud.
Oh no!
This is what we do, Chrystal. We chud bust.
That's true.
Like, I just have you on my show to chud bust.
I mean, that's kind of my thing, right?
Yeah. So this chud was just like, yo, like everybody that likes Deadpool is like one of those, like, just not a true comic book fan. You know what I mean? It's just like mainstream. Apparently Deadpool is just too mainstream. You know what I mean?
You're too I get it.
Because of the movies, a lot of people that aren't really comic book fans like Deadpool. You know what I mean? You know, all the mass marketing and stuff. A lot of people like Deadpool now, and apparently, that makes every Deadpool fan one of those people. Is what he was trying to say.
I even
if you
so,
read Deadpool,
right?
If you read Deadpool, apparently you're not a real comics fan. And Harley Quinn too. Harley Quinn too. So I was like,
I always find it weird when people judge others for like enjoying something like that. I mean, like, it's like you're so immature that you have to like gatekeep your own stupid like little fandom world to like make others feel better, make yourself feel better about yourself. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is that Harley Quinn, Deadpool, and I think he said like Venom, and there were a couple other ones, but he knows you. Do you know Eric?
Yeah, Eric. I
guess
believe so.
Anyway, all these characters that are quote unquote, as he would put it, casual characters, they all are great introduction characters to comic books.
Right.
Like, that's a good thing, right? That means more people reading, right?
More people reading means more comics.
Means more comics. Yes. But if they go see Birds of Prey or Harley Quinn or Deadpool movie, if they watch it and they get into the character and they end up picking up a comic book, and they enjoy the comic book, who's to say they won't pick up like something else?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how comic fans are made. And this guy is literally complaining about the way that comic book fans are made. And it's like, if you had things your way, the industry would probably be dead.
Like, I'm going to go back
that's just my thought. That's just...
No, absolutely. It's like, how many fans wouldn't be fans if it weren't for the Michael Keaton Batman movie in 1989? How many fans wouldn't be comic book fans if they didn't see, I don't know, the X-Men movies in the 90s or Spider-Man or any of the MCU films, to be fair? Like,
it's like listen, you're 30 to 40 years old. I don't know how old this guy was, and you're sitting here complaining about people enjoying art.
Right.
Like, who are you? Like,
get a life.
I get it a lot, and you know why? I live in a big city, but I travel outside of my city to the suburbs to go to a comic book store. I don't like the hustle and bustle of the city. I mean, I live here every day, and sometimes, I like to get out of the city. So that's my day, Wednesday. I drive outside of the city, and I get something to eat, get my comic books, whatever. And so, but the thing with that is you're going to experience a lot of, like, the area is a very red area, and 90% of the people that are going into that store are there for their Superman and their Batman and, Spawn and like trying to think of like your other stereotypical like male archetypes, but like the comic book store, like, and the customer base, and this is all about the customer base. The customer base isn't really into like indie books, they're not really into women creators or like queer influence.
You mean they're probably Comicsgate?
Well, not necessarily Comicsgate, but like they just
Comicsgate adjacent.
Comicsgate adjacent, yeah. I wouldn't say that they would be hateful to us and tell us to get out of their spaces, but they don't mind complaining about it in front of you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've talked about this before, and this was the funniest one that had happened to me in the LCS is dude was like, "Oh my God, it's your fault. You made Bobby Drake gay." I was like, "What? Me?
Wow,
me?
I didn't know you had that much energy in you, Aaron. Like, you just like...
I didn't know I had that much gay energy in me. God damn.
You get contact gay.
Like, just by hanging out with all you fucking gays. And I do mean that when I say you fucking gays. Sorry, I got distracted.
Okay.
Look, you don't have a camera on, so I don't have anybody to look at. So I'm just kind of like aimlessly looking around. Okay, Bobby Drake is Iceman. You know Iceman? And here's the thing about Bobby Drake. And I always tell people complain about Bobby Drake being gay all the time. This is like a big thing in comic books. This happened like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It was in the early 90s, if I remember correctly. And I don't remember because I wasn't around.
Right.
But it was in the early 90s, I think. And Bobby Drake came out as gay, And it's really funny because if you go back and you read Uncanny X-Men 1 in 1963, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, the original X-Men, like the first time you see them, they're like all together in Xavier's mansion and there's no women there. And then in the book, Jean Grey shows up and Xavier has to have like a talk with him. He's like, "Look, guys, we're going to have a woman living with us now." He has one of those talks with him, and Jean shows up, and like she has Hank, she has Scott, and I forget what's Angel's name? I forget Angel's name for some reason. And Angel, they're all just trying to wait on her hand and foot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because a pretty girl shows up. They're trying to wait on her hand and foot. And the only one that's not really interested in her is Bobby. Bobby's like in his room and he's like, "Ick, girls." Are you really gonna complain about him coming out as gay? That was in the first ever X-Men book. I've read this book several times too. It's so funny. It's whatever.
Oh man. No, just people they're so ignorant, and
Yes.
like they love to pretend that they're smarter than they are, and that their inherent traits give them
They like to pretend that, the comic medium is their medium,
Right.
and they don't want their medium to change. They don't want their medium to be influenced by politics, apparently. But like,
whenever they say politics, they just mean marginalized people.
You don't want comic books then, apparently. Anyway, sorry. So another complaint I've heard recently, and this is gonna be funny, that the Chuds are saying, why is every big bad in like comic books just Nazis without the swastikas? Like, can't we have some originality here? Like, why do we always have to be fighting fascists? Can't we just like not?
I mean, that's a weird complaint to have.
Dude, I've heard this complaint though, like for real.
It's just fascists are just really fun to beat on.
No, but it's like comic books in a way, I think they parallel like society and what's happening in society.
Like any form of art, right?
Like any form of art. Like, I'm reading it now, and there's like a lot of references to cancel culture. There's a lot of references to like the insurrection that happened. And you'll get that stuff just a couple months after events happen. You'll get like references to things,
Right. It's where the writer's mindset is at.
And that's where like the writer's influence comes in. Now think about if you take all that away.
How boring comics would be, right?
Exactly.
Like, what is it just going to be like random people making sure that they
wait, who is Bobby Drake's boyfriend? Who's Bobby Drake's? Bobby Drake's. Who did he get with? What? Romeo. Who's Romeo?
It sounds like I just think about the musician from the early 2000s.
No, not that. Why did you do that? Yeah, Romeo, Iceman.
Huh.
I found myself a little distraught of the new look of Chameleon Boy. Dude, what the hell is a Chameleon Boy?
Who?
Am I just dumb? Is that a mutant? That's a mutant, isn't it? I don't know every mutant. I get so confused because I don't read that many X-Men books. Yeah, Bobby Drake is hella gay. Look at this. Super gay. And that's been like that for like 30 years. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't really read X-Men books.
It's not a new thing.
It's not a new thing, but I still hear these guys complaining about it every day.
Because
I hear these guys complain about Miss Marvel. Oh, Miss Marvel. Oh my God. You want to piss them off? You want to piss these people off? Literally, just say that you're reading Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel or something. They don't like that.
Of course they don't.
And you know what?
I mean,
I bought myself a Captain Marvel shirt just to make them mad.
Shit, wear that in.
I'm not the biggest Carol stan. Like,
yeah,
Carol's
fine.
Carol's Carol. Like, I don't hate her. I just don't. She's not one of those characters I like gravitate to. Obviously,
right?
Like, if it makes them mad, I will. Anyway, what else can we talk about?
Well,
I like posting gay Green Lantern. Isn't that Jon Stewart? Isn't Jon Stewart the gay one? Or is it Guy Gardner?
No, I think it's Guy. John was with, I don't know. I knew I watched having watched the Justice League animated show, I know
I like Guy.
He was with Hawkgirl.
Guy likes stomping Nazis, and that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Anyone that does that
Alan
is pretty
Scott,
cool.
there it is. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
See, I'm not that big of a Green Lantern fan either. It's not that I don't read Green Lantern. It's just that, Green Lantern's not one of those things that I...
You're more of a DC gal, right? Is from what I gathered? Or is it just more like
Green Lantern is DC, hon.
No, I know that. I just was I was asking a general question. I know my Marvels and DCs. Do I?
Do you? Did you watch WandaVision?
I did watch WandaVision.
I watched WandaVision.
I watched it every week.
Okay, I want your rundown on WandaVision. But yes, he's the one with the badass cape, isn't he? Anyway, I want your rundown.
Like, what did I think of it?
Well, yeah, I didn't see any episodes.
Okay.
I have zero interest in WandaVision. I don't want to watch anything. Convince me.
Oh boy. I mean, are you into like superhero stuff that has a tinge of the surrealism? And is willing to go into horror?
I am, but why should I care about Wanda? She's like my least favorite character on the Avengers other than Black Widow.
Because the show does.
Oh my god, I sound like I hate women. I just don't like ScarJo, okay?
No, you can also just blame that on the fact that the previous CEO, guy in charge of Marvel was like in Trump's pocket.
Yeah.
Like that does add to that. So if you have criticisms over the women in the MCU, then
I don't like. It's not that I don't like. What is her name? Elizabeth Olsen.
Yes, she is actually related to the Olsen twins.
It's not that I don't like her. I just don't really like the character of Scarlet Witch.
They just haven't. I will say that I liked her enough, but I didn't care as much necessarily by the movies. But the show does a lot of legwork to make her a fascinating character.
That's good. I mean, I might watch it. That's what I'm saying. Convince me. Like, I'm not really that big of a. I'm not that big of a Vision fan either. Like, I don't really care. They're just characters that I don't really care about.
Teddy bear, though. I love Vision.
Oh yeah, I like Paul Bettany.
Yeah, he's great.
I like Paul Bettany a lot.
I think the show does a fantastic job of giving these two talented actors like the room to breathe that they couldn't have the room to breathe in their movies.
That's good. I mean, I'd like to see that. Now you're talking. These are really great points.
I mean, yeah, it's a series. You get 9 episodes to spend time with them and get to feel their emotions and feel them.
Do we get to see Quicksilver?
Yes.
And is it Evan Peters? Because if it's not,
do you want to? I mean,
I don't care. I'm not going to watch it if it's not Evan Peters. Do you care about spoilers? Well, I'm asking.
So I'm gonna say yes and no.
Oh, it's gonna be a universe thing, isn't it? A parallel.
No, actually, I will tell people to temper their expectations about alternate universe stuff because the show didn't really go into that.
Right here, she used to be Magneto's daughter. That's what I want to see. I want to see more relationship with Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Magneto. That's the part that I want to see. I don't really want to see the Vision part.
Then no, this is not connected to X-Men yet.
See, that's what I want. That's what I want.
I think it's all building up for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness movie because Wanda's going to be in the Doctor Strange film, and I think they're going to do a lot of their big universe crossing over sort of that in the movies because they want their most important plot points for the films, if that makes sense.
So are the X-Men coming?
I'm going to say, considering word of mouth and considering what people feel, Disney would be stupid to not listen to that.
We need more X-Men.
I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. I mean, like I said, Evan Peters is in WandaVision.
Hey, let me just say this. I really like Evan Peters. You know, Evan Peters was one of my first crushes as a woman. Evan Peters was one of my first crushes. I watched way too much American Horror Story. Way too
Evan
much.
Peters is awesome. He's just awesome in general.
He is a very good character actor.
Yes, he is. He plays that type very well.
Have you seen American Horror Story?
I've seen select seasons.
Like season 5, A Hotel.
Yes, I've seen Hotel.
He plays the like hotel owner,
he was so good in
the
that.
H.H. Holmes guy.
Yeah.
He blows it away. Like I don't really like that
show.
season, but he blows it away every time. Every character. I really like the Colt season too, when he became the crazy guy with the blue hair. Like he just gets into like every season he has like a different character that's like a polar opposite. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it really stuff like that really shows off the talent of actors and actresses, rather than having like, I mean, it is a talent to play the same person for like 10 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, that's something in of itself, but I do like to see actors that can like really character roles. You know what I mean? Like really get into a role and own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he does that in WandaVision. So.
Quicksilver, the Evan Peters Quicksilver, those were some of my favorite scenes. I like those movies. There's X-Men movies.
I didn't see the last X-Men film yet.
Which one? Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, I was dragging my feet because I heard it was kind of bad. But
I went to go see it with a really old guy.
Okay.
Well, he took me to the comic book store and he bought me a couple comics, and then he took me to see Dark Phoenix, and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like the first 15 minutes is like amazing, but then after that it's like they shot their load like too early. Pretty much. They shot their CGI load.
Oh. Yeah, they kind of fumbled it from what I heard. I will see it because that's the only X-Men universe film that I haven't seen.
Evan Peters. I tell you the one thing that ruins the movie is like a half an hour in, half the cast is gone.
Oh, that's a shame.
Like not like dead, but like they wrote a lot of the cast out because of like other commitments and stuff.
That seems like a.
And unfortunately, Evan Peters only has one of those like slow-mo scenes.
Well, I mean, those slow-mo scenes were awesome. That was the best part of the previous film.
That was.
I'm
playing with my hair way too much. Gosh. No, it's not.
The Avatar's hair is sort of similar to yours.
The Avatar?
My face.
Oh yeah.
Sort of.
It's a lot lighter. If I got my hair lightened again and then redid it would be more that shade. But since I only lightened it a little bit from my dark, it has a bunch of dark undertones. But I did that on purpose because dark hair really contours my face really well.
Yeah, but the red hair looks nice.
Well, thank you. I got my real expensive Barbara variant back here. Have you guys seen this?
I like it.
Have you guys seen this?
It's so good.
Batman 104, the Jorge Jimenez variant cover, the Barber character design.
I like it. I love it.
Oh my god. In the case. You guys can thank Jose for this. He sent this to me. This is a very expensive comic. This is a very expensive variant cover. And he sent it to me as a surprise with the case. He was just like, you're Barbara, you need to have this. I'm just like, okay. I'm not going to say no to that. I didn't get this one. These were really expensive. They were like $50 like on release. They were I think they were 125 variants. I think.
Okay. They're cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They did them for every character during the Joker War. series that just finished up. James Tinion's Joker War. They did because they released they came out with a new character, Punchline.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a character design for Punchline variant, and then they just continued to do like every character. They did like Catwoman, Barbara, Batman, Nightwing, Red Hood, just like all the characters involved with like.
And you can get your favorite
the
one.
story, and then you could get your favorites, yeah. And
Yeah.
I didn't get any of them because I don't like spending $40 on a comic.
Right. Yeah,
That's just me. That's just me.
Similar,
Like,
yeah.
do you know how many other books I could get versus just getting one book?
Right. You want to make it worth your investment.
I'm not saying that variant covers aren't worth the investment. It's just that it's got to be a damn good variant cover from like my favorite artist and my favorite character. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It has to be the right one, and this one was the right one. But
yeah,
I missed. Unfortunately, I missed it.
It happens.
Yeah, I miss a lot of covers because I just sleep on a lot of covers. I'm just like, oh, you know what? I don't really need that, you know? And then like it'll come out and I'll see it on, you know, Twitter and I'll be like, oh my God, why did I sleep on that? I need it. And then like if you know variant covers nowadays, variant covers will come out and then they'll skyrocket on eBay.
That doesn't surprise me.
This one, let me show you here. My wall here. This one right here. Mm-hmm. Is first print Something's Killing the Children 3 variant cover. I believe it's Jenny Frison. It might not be, but this one I paid like $20 for, and it's like $80 now.
Whoa!
And going up. Like it's a first print, the first arc of Something's Killing the Children, and then this one's a Jenny Frison variant. This one's not too expensive yet. This Peach Momoko cover here, Batman Black and White #1. This one's going up in price too. There's another Jenny Frison cover.
Yeah, I can tell you like those. They're
Wonder
cool.
Woman, new Wonder. Oh, this is all my favorite artists. You got Peach Momoko, you got Jenny Frison, you got Jim Lee, you got Todd McFarlane, you got Scotty Young, and then you got Jason Sean Alexander. This one's actually signed by Rodney Barnes too.
Nice. Signed things are always super cool.
To me, that's pretty cool. I wish. Yeah, to me, awesome. To Erin. So I kind of wish I knew he was involved with Boondocks before he did that, because I would have asked him for like a Boondocks something signed Boondocks, because that was one of my favorite shows on Adult Swim.
Right. That was a funny show.
Yeah. He was executive producer for I think season 3 and 4, and he was co-executive producer for the first 2 seasons.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's worked on the whole thing, which is cool. Like that, Boondocks has a lot of cool people in it, and like I really want to ask Rodney about Charlie Murphy, if he's got any crazy Charlie Murphy stories.
Well, you know what? Maybe this little tiny show will get them on, you know?
Yeah, it's really tiny. I'm sorry. Like, we don't have hardly anybody watching. Like I said, people watch after the fact. And that's cool.
That's fine. That's fine.
They get archived too.
I podcast.
Oh yeah.
I do podcasting.
But this one pretty much is our break. This was going to be our quote unquote break week, but I decided to just come on with you and just, the show must go on.
The show must go on.
I mean, yeah, but we've been playing. Look, we've been canceling on each other for a while now.
Yeah, it just there's a lot. and
okay. So I woke up and I was just like, oh my God, my stomach, Chrystal. Like, you don't understand. Like, I'm dying, but I'm like, you know what? I'll come on here anyway. I don't give a shit. Like,
well, I miss talking with you. It's fun.
Oh yeah, it's great. We got about 15 minutes left. Is there anything you wanted to cover? Is there anything you wanted to cover or plug in? I mean, if it goes longer, I don't really care.
Well, I wanted to say that I guess finishing up on WandaVision, before I move on, I guess is that you should watch it. Everyone should watch it because it's a good show and it's worth your time.
should I binge it, or should I watch like one episode a night?
I'd say take it one at a time. I mean,
Okay.
unless you're really interested in it and want to just barrel through it. I mean, most
some
episodes are only half
some
an
shows
hour.
are really good bingeable. Some shows are really bingeable, and some shows aren't. You know what I mean? Like I
I would
couldn't
say
binge Titans. I could only watch like one episode of Titans a day. And
I
speaking of
think you
which,
just have
I
to
didn't.
feel it out. You know, because WandaVision, I will tell you that it like the first couple episodes, and I'm not going to spoil anything really, but feel like you are kind of watching a sitcom. That's the point. I mean, the
like
characters
sitcoms.
but yeah, I love you'll get the little dark, crazy moments sprinkled throughout those to make it creepy and interesting. I'll just say that.
I'll make you a deal. When I'm done watching whatever I'm watching now, I'll try it out.
Sure. And if you don't like it, it's cool. I don't really care. I'm not going to force it on people. I just really liked it.
I don't even want to tell you what I've been watching.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't even want to say.
You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me.
So I've never watched Reno 911.
Okay, I've
been watching through that, and I'm on season 6 now. So
okay, isn't that the last season?
There's a season 7 that came out last year. So I got 2 seasons to go left.
The Quibi show.
I was so excited because I found out that Cedric Yarborough is the guy from Boondocks that does Tom's voice.
Right. Yeah. And
I was like, oh my god, another connection.
Yes.
Oh my god, like that's cool. That's cool. So
no, that's super.
So how's Gal?
What the show?
No, how's Gal? You know, Simone, you talk to her a lot, don't you?
Oh, yeah. She seems okay from what I've seen in her tweets and stuff. I haven't really like messaged her or anything. I'd like her to message me more.
I thought you guys were like close, like friends.
No. She did message me once.
Dude, I've been thinking that you guys were like homies this entire time.
Really? Yeah. I like her.
No.
Please DM me.
Yeah, please. Yeah, if you're watching, please DM Chrystal. She's pretty cool. Be her friend, not mine.
No, she follows me and she sometimes replies to my tweets. Oh, she's super cool and super nice and always nice to me.
The only famous person I have like that is in my inbox daily is Lloyd Kaufman.
Right. Lloyd, you're cool too.
Lloyd Kaufman, he tells me to have a good morning like every other day. Like he always messages me and he's like, "Yeah, have a good morning, beautiful." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, he sent me a picture. He sent me a picture of him and Toxie like on a couch. He had like this big like Toxie mannequin or whatever. And he's always sending me pictures with Toxie.
That's really cute.
I know, it's like, wow, dude, this guy made some of my favorite movies, and it's like
he's a character for sure in the best way.
For real, I love Lloyd. He's a sweet old man, but he was telling me about he was talking about Rocky because he asked me where I was from, and I told him Philly, and he was like, "I've been to Philly. I was in the Rocky movie. I played a drunk."
Oh, really? Okay.
I looked it up. He was in the original Rocky movie.
That's awesome.
It's just weird. Yo, Twitter, you get some really weird connections via Twitter. You know what I mean? I don't know about you.
Yeah,
I do.
There's a lot of weird things.
I get a lot of weird things like on Twitter.
I mean, I did have that one. I'm not gonna say personal things, but I did have that one tweet where Ellen DeGeneres replied, and that was really weird.
What?
Yeah, I will tell you more about certain things in DMs, but
okay, you have to elaborate. I did have Ian McDermott message me once.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, what's Palps doing in my inbox?" But I think it was like he got hacked. I think it was he got hacked, and it was like one of those.
Oh.
So
got it. I had a private Twitter DM conversation with David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake.
That's cool.
So that was pretty cool. That was super cool because I was like, he was taking questions for like a Q&A session, like, and so I said, "Can you?" Or like, it was another company was polling people for questions, and I just said, "Can you ask David to say trans rights?" And then he liked the tweet, and then he messaged me, and he said like, "Hey, I just want you to know, I actually do care," and he was very sweet.
Oh,
Which is
nice.
awesome because it was like,
I
oh
want
my
to try.
god, I just was playing like Metal Gear Solid like not long ago. You're one of the coolest people. Your voice is amazing.
I want to try. I want to try something with you.
Oh no.
So, since we're streaming on YouTube, we can watch
Holy shit.
YouTube.
YouTube and YouTube.
Yeah, since we're streaming on YouTube, technically we can watch YouTube without getting terms of service.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about like just watching dumb stuff and reacting to it.
All right.
So why are you so depressed? You know what I like? I like pet videos.
I got something. You want a comedy video?
Uh,
Or do you want pet videos? Play whatever you want.
Okay. Okay. We can watch this cat. Yeah. Is it working? Is it working? Yeah.
I can see it.
Okay, I just been wanting to try this out for a while now.
I don't know if I can hear it necessarily, but I could see it.
Oh no, that's why I was just like choosing like stuff that you can react to. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's fair.
My YouTube is very, very bad. If you will see my YouTube here, I subscribe to a lot of people that you probably would never watch. Like this guy. It's just all fucking like GTA stuff. You know what I mean?
I like GTA.
My cat's named after this guy.
Awesome.
Oh, this is GTA RP. You know what GTA RP is?
Like role playing?
Yes.
Oh,
So
that's cool. That's fun.
So what'll happen is they'll have like 200 people on the server, like 30 of them will be cops, like 2 of them will be dispatched. They'll have like 10 fire, 10 EMS, and then like the rest will be like civilians, like able to do whatever they want. They like drugs and running all sorts of crazy stuff. And
that's fun.
they get arrested and like it's a whole thing. And I like scary stories.
Me too.
I like Civvy. If you're not following Civvy, you should follow Civvy.
Okay. I will follow.
You also should follow the Comic Burrito Show.
Huh.
Shout out to my Comic Burrito Show. Yeah, these guys are awesome. Okay, I just want to let you know that these guys are amazing. These burrito boys. You haven't seen these guys? I was actually on their show. This is Nick.
I've seen Twitter
and this guy. Cool. Yeah, you should check these guys out. They're really cool. I wanted to give a shout out to them.
They deserve a shout out.
They do. They do some pretty incredible things for the comic community. I was on their show. Let me see if I can find it. Honestly, you didn't watch it?
No, I didn't see it. Sorry.
Yeah, you didn't see it, did you?
I'll see it.
Oh, is this one? Yeah, where am I at? Oh, there I am.
Oh, there you are.
I'm an Erin. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on their show before. That was pretty cool.
That's cool. That's fun.
They'll never invite me back because I had like a thing over here.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was it showed my reflection and I stood up and I like hit my bong like over on the other side of the camera. But they could see it in the reflection.
Oh no. Oopsie.
Tell me that's not an Erin thing to do.
Oh, that's a very Erin thing to do, and I love it.
I know. So they'll never invite me back. I know that.
Are you sure about that?
I started my own show. Fuck it. I'll invite them here.
Come to my turf.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. So, hey, I wanted to ask you, since we've been talking, just been rambling. Comics, just whatever.
Yeah.
Your friend, Lily. Let's see here.
Yes, 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 yes.
Let's see if I can find her on. Is it her? Pronounce her.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
She's also like us, part of the trans experience.
Lily Vanilli.
Yeah, she has a book under her name Lily Jones on Amazon, called Draped in Darkness. She is a novelist. So
Oops.
there it is.
Oops.
There's the
There it
Amazon
is.
link. I
There's the
would recommend
Amazon
everyone
link.
go check it out. It's really cool, and you can buy it in paperback, which is awesome. I have a physical copy.
Okay,
Or
I
you can
want.
just get the Kindle version, I suppose. But she
So what
gets
does this say? I want to read this real quick.
sure, read it.
What would you do if everything changed? Charlotte Feld was sent out of sanctuary to kill monsters, but when she returns with sharp fangs and a taste for blood, her plans have changed. Her city, her home, living in fear of creatures like her. And right under their noses, she must find a way to survive. God, my mic is in the way, sorry. What starts as a quest for survival quickly becomes a war against oppression, but the powers in control of Sanctuary won't surrender easily. Now, that sounds interesting, actually.
It's good. It's a good book. You should definitely read it.
Lily Jones. She was going to come on the show to talk about it. I'm kind of sad that
Yeah, she just wasn't able to today, but I
that's
just
cool.
wanted to at least.
You think you could ask her to come on when she's ready?
Yes.
Oh wait, I just hit buy now. I don't want to do that on stream.
Yeah, I'll talk to her. She
Anyway, this is her Twitter, Lily Vanilli at Anarchist Author. Here, I'll make this super easy for whoever's watching this. If you're watching this, you probably love me, so you know me. If you're watching this far, you probably.
She's cool.
It's right there. I love this new
Dope.
software. Yeah, it's dope, isn't it?
Cool. Yeah, I love it. It's dope.
I do want to get the premium so I can stream to Twitch as well at the same time.
You should. That'd be cool.
Like two platforms. Yeah. Well, most of my fans are over on Twitch. That's why I don't really have anybody viewing me right now.
Well,
but yeah. She's got this book out. She's a trans author, and I always want to plug them in. I'm actually sorry, Lily. I haven't read your book. I know you tweeted at me about it. I just hadn't really checked it out until now. And
yeah, she's cool. She's a friend. I've known her for a little bit of time.
Yeah,
she was one of.
She seems like good people.
Yes, one of the first trans people I've had the pleasure of meeting on Twitter when I joined. So she's always been a good friend. So definitely deserves all the support, all the love.
I want to plug her Patreon in as well, guys. Since we're making this all about her. Trans author, like, whatever. I think that's all amazing. Like I wish I could write a book. Like more power to you. More power to you, girl. Like I think I can too. Like I know I can. Okay. So here's the problem. More power to you, Lily. You did a book. You got it published. That's just amazing. That's something that I dream about, right? And you see, here's the thing. I believe that I can do it. It's just that I lack the motivation.
I find I have similar issues with motivation at times too.
I don't finish anything. I start it and then that's it.
Yeah, it's hard to like really focus, but some people like super can, and it's amazing in general. If you can finish, if you're an artist and you can finish a project, that in itself is amazing.
That's incredible. It's I've always been envious of people that can just like bang out art and just like the hustle. You know what I mean? Like I always see like one of the people in the industry is James Tinion. He's like writing like 20 series right now, and it's just like I always have mad respect for people that just obviously take on way too much on their plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but some people
love that. And they pull it off, It's amazing. Like I would be falling apart. You know what I mean? If I had like one or two things on my plate, I'm like, oh my God. Like
Yeah, totally. Totally get that.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not too good with motivation, especially since, you know, the pandemic happened. It's been 1 year as of yesterday that,
oh,
you know, the pandemic happened. And
yeah.
ever since that happened, I'll be honest with you guys, my motivation has just been draining and draining and draining and draining and draining every day since then. And some days I find it really hard to even get out of bed. But some people are the complete opposite. They've took this pandemic and just completely like they've just completely, you know, followed their dreams, wrote comics, wrote books, came out with shows, just all sorts of stuff. And me, I'm just sitting there like watching through Seinfeld for the 100th time. You know what I mean? Like, not literally, but like,
Yeah. I get it.
you're finishing YouTube live streams. Yes, I'm trying to.
Yes.
I really want my Twitch fans to come over here. That way we can have a little more communication. But you know, it's a growth thing. It's a growth thing. You know, we make connections, and the more connections that we make, the more people will have tuning in and hanging out with us on a week to week basis.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how these things go. I'm not like I know some people are like, I'm going to get on YouTube. I want followers. I want fans. I want people listening to me. I want to be famous. I want to make money. My main goal is I just want to have thoughtful conversations with people. I want to make friends. And I want to talk about comic books. I want to talk about something that I love. You know, not just comic books in general. Like, I know my show is called Erin's Comic Room, but this is kind of like nerd culture. Anything
Right. It's a comic room, but it's a room. There's people in that room, and people have different things.
I like how the Night of the Living Dead poster, and there's an ass right here.
Well, it's kind of covered.
It's kind of covered. I just noticed that. But yeah, like if you guys want to talk to me about horror movies, I talk about horror movies.
Same.
Crystal's a big horror movie fan, and I wanted to ask you this. I know you've watched Ash vs. Evil Dead. You're a big Evil Dead fan.
Yep.
It's like your favorite shit.
Yeah. It really got me into horror.
Bruce Campbell is awesome.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you another. Have you seen What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes, absolutely.
The show?
The book, movie, and the show. I've seen the movie like several times, and I've seen both seasons of the show.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, nice. Thank you. I can finally talk to somebody that has seen it and enjoys it, because like everybody I ask, have you seen What We Do in the Shadows? Like, what is that? It's like
one of the funniest vampire.
It's like a
things
vampire.
Ever
it's like a vampire sitcom.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
It's hysterical. It's absolutely hilarious.
It's one of the best. Colin Robinson is my favorite.
I love that both the movie and the show,
vampire.
The movie and the show take place within the same universe. But like, I would, when you hear they're gonna make an American version of something from like New Zealand, you're like, oh no, are they gonna do it right? And the show does it right, 100%.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
It really does. It has a great cast. Matt Berry's funny.
Oh,
I like Jackie Daytona. Is that what it was? Jackie Daytona.
Right.
Toothpick. I'm just an average human man. Yeah, Mark Hamill shows up. Jim the vampire. He like pulls the toothpick out. He's like, oh, it was you. The cameos are great. You have like, oh man, I like Nick Kroll shows up twice.
Yeah, he does. Yes.
Simon the Devious. I like a Wesley Snipes was there, and then they have like the vampiric council meeting with like all the vampire leaders meeting together. They just have like Wesley Snipes on like a laptop Zoom, and he's lagging like 5 minutes behind.
And they have what's his name? What's his name? Pee Wee Herman. Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens, because he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a vampire.
Yes, you're right. And I'm thinking I might rewatch those. If you guys haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows, honestly, like it's a really good show that every nerd should watch.
No, it's great. If you love horror, it's great. If you love comedy, it's great. If you love geek stuff, it's great.
If you love cameos, that's the thing that I told you I was watching through Reno 911. That's a thing that I really like about Reno 911 is the cameos.
because that show got more popular as it went on. So I'm sure it had like total.
Oh yeah, the episode I was just watching had Jonah Hill was in it, like the whole episode.
Oh, that's cool. I do know that in the latest season, Weird Al was in it.
Yes,
he was playing Ted Nugent, I think, actually.
Yeah, the Nuge. Paul Rudd shows up.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, anything with Paul Rudd in it. Yeah, just every Michael Keegan Key is a hypothetical criminal.
Oh, nice.
Now, hypothetically, if there was a dead body in the trunk, would that crime get me in jail? Well, hypothetically, yeah. So hypothetically, his name was Justin. Whoa. You're not role playing anymore. I like Michael Keegan Key. He's funny. He's just
the dude he's been cranking on comedy for years.
Oh man.
Like even going back, I was watching the Weird Al music video for White and Nerdy, and it's Key and Peele together in that, and all the way back in 2006.
Yeah, it's kind of uncanny. Like these 2006, 2007, 2008. I was in middle school, and then 2008 to 2012, I was in high school. So like I was younger, you know. I didn't really understand the comedy I was watching. Right. You know what I mean? I didn't have name association with anything either.
You absorbed it. You didn't.
I couldn't just be like, oh, that's Michael Keegan Key. He's funny. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that wouldn't have been something I found enjoyment from, you know, because I was young and I didn't know who he was. There was just people on the TV screen making fun. Well, funnies.
Doing the funnies.
There's a lot of stuff in Reno 911 that is very, 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 very questionable for the time. Yeah, it's a very bad era for TV. A lot of Islamophobia.
Oh yeah, if you go back to
like a lot of Islamophobia, and it was just like kind of just normalized. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of where
and a lot of sitcoms did it too around that time. A lot of sitcoms do it, but if you go like pre 9/11, it wasn't as relevant. Like if you watch sitcoms pre 9/11.
What's interesting
stuff doesn't ever show up.
What's interesting I've noticed is certain shows that have been on for so long, how they've changed and how they handle things. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I think that show's funny.
I live in Philadelphia.
Is that why? Well, yes. Do you not like the show?
I've only seen like the first 2 seasons, and I get so sick of them filming on South Street. It's just.
I was just gonna like bring up the point that the early representation of trans people in that show is not great, but by the time they get to the modern seasons, it's like completely different.
If they do film a lot of stuff here.
Yeah,
in Philly.
Yeah,
and you know Philly is like a trans sanctuary. Like you go down the street in Center City, like you'll see trans flags and stuff. Like
what's interesting though is going back to the earlier seasons where they do use the T-slur, where they do focus a little too much on the character's genitals. Like that's the joke of it.
That's a big joke. She's a man.
Well, that she has.
That's just the joke. That's just the joke.
I will give it tiniest bit of credit is that they did the actual point that they're trying to make was a little bit more nuanced than they could even handle themselves at the time. And I feel like with time as passing, it's gotten so much better. They've become so much more aware.
I was this years old when I found out It's Always Sunny was still on the air.
Yeah,
I think I ran into one of their filming one time. Like literally, they had the streets shut down one time, and where they have like the bar, like the In and Out. It's always on South Street. It's always on South Street. And I was down there getting my. Yeah, that's where you do all that stuff. I was down there getting my my hair done, and I was at the dildo shop, and they had the roads closed off, and there was like film crew trucks everywhere, and there was like film crews working. It was like a set. You know what I mean?
When was this? I'm just curious because I'm waiting for the next season, and it's been a while.
This was pre-pandemic. This was probably the summer before the pandemic.
Oh, okay. Then that was last season. I'm waiting for them to start the show back up again.
But yeah, that happens a lot in Philly. Like we do have a lot of people filming here, and every now and then you'll see streets shut down, and
Yeah, I deal with that over in California.
Oh,
LA.
You probably deal with it a lot more.
Yeah, there's a lot. A lot of Pasadena,
I mean, a lot of Jersey people film here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A lot of New York people film here too. It's cheaper to film in Philly than it is to film in New York. And from a street level, it looks very similar.
Right. It's kind of like here we just go a couple states over to film certain things or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of filming here for sure, but like a lot of it's just a few states over. People go over to film because those other states are like, hell yeah, you can come here. There's like not much here but desert. Because all the states next to me are like Nevada and Arizona. It's like just desert. Just desert on desert.
Just desert. Nothing out there but rocks. And coyotes and mountain lions and just desert. Yeah, I've been out there and there's deserts. There's literally nothing out there. You're right. Like, if you know Arizona, there's like 2 big cities, and like,
if you've been to Vegas,
their cities are like a beacon in the desert.
Right. I mean, if you've been to Vegas,
everything around the cities is just like desolate. Like,
yeah, absolutely. If you've been to like Vegas, even like it's just like all concentrated in one area, and then it's desert.
Do it. You'll love it. You'll love it. You'll love it. If you love anything that is good, just good television, you'll love this. I mean,
watch the movie too. The movie's very funny as well.
Watch the show first, and then watch the movie. The movie's a little New Zealandy. It's funny, but it might be a little jarring.
Well, it's a definitely different tone. Well,
werewolves, not werewolves.
The character, yeah. I don't know. I just love the joke about leave me to do my dark bidding, and he just turns around and goes to eBay.
Dude, I like when Colin Robinson has all the devices. He's like, sometimes you can drain energy online. He's just like trolling people. Like he's got like all the devices set up.
Colin Robinson's a great character.
His head gets real big when he becomes like the psychic. Like when he becomes the boss of his office, his head becomes real big, and he's just like, "You're working hard or hardly working," and people passing out and shit.
I like when he's
Colin Robinson.
When he like gets hair immediately. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, he like starts to grow his hair back and stuff. Like he starts to have like long hair and stuff. Oh man, that's really good. That's really, really good. I like Guillermo too. Guillermo is one of my favorites.
Oh,
when Craig was it Robinson?
Yeah, he's in the he's
the vampire hunter.
Yeah.
There's so many good cameos in that show. Honestly, it's great. It's great comedy, and I'm not one to really watch new shows because it's media. There's so much of it, what I mean? There's just so much of it, and I get overwhelmed. Like, do I watch this? Do I watch that? Do I watch this? Do I watch that? And honestly, when I do that, I'd rather read.
Yeah.
So I don't end up watching anything, and it's very hard for me to get into new TV shows. And What We Do in the Shadows, I was like instantly, I need to binge through these 2 seasons.
Oh, it's great. I love that show. It's so good.
Have you seen Auntie Donna?
No, I've not.
Okay.
Is that the one on Netflix?
Yes. That's worth a watch.
I need to see that.
That's worth a watch. That's definitely worth a watch.
I was just told of the on HBO there was a 6-episode show called The Black Lady Sketch Show, and I heard that's very funny. And I watched a clip from it, and it's hysterical. And it's got a whole bunch of
just the name sounds a little misleading. Sounds a little racy, but whatever. That's just me.
It's the name of the show. It's a black cast and writers and all women and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool. I would definitely check that out. Is that on Netflix?
It's HBO, so probably HBO Max.
Oh, cool. I have HBO Max. That's all I have, actually.
But they also have, if you want to get a taste of it, there's clips on YouTube. They've taken some of the skits that they did and just posted on YouTube, but they have cameos from a whole bunch of famous people like Angela Bassett and Laverne Cox and stuff. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome.
I just was told of that, and I was shown one skit, and I laughed really hard at it. It was very funny. It took place in a gay bar, but the joke wasn't that they were in a gay bar. They did something completely different. I was like, this is so refreshing to see, because the joke isn't about that. It's just they just happen to be lesbian, but that's like, it's not in like not the most important part. You know what I mean? It was very nice comedy. To see. Yes, I was like, oh, this is so refreshing.
I like to see that too. I do like to see new things. I don't like to laugh at the same things over and over and over again. But I did recently rewatch 2 of my favorite comedies. Because sometimes I just want to watch. Sometimes I want to watch a movie but not pay attention.
You want a comfort movie.
On and off. I just want like something that I can focus on. Be on my phone. Back and forth or whatever. Yeah. So I ended up watching because we watched the new Vacation movie where it's not new. It came out in like 2015.
Yeah.
With
I
Ed
haven't
Helms.
seen it, but yeah, I know that one.
It had a couple good laughs in it. I'm not really a big Ed Helms fan, so but he did all right. So then I went back and I watched the original.
Oh, I like the original a lot. I'm sure it's going back. It's probably very dated.
Yeah, very, 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 very dated. Still pretty funny though. As like an adult perspective on it, it's still pretty funny. And then I watched Bowfinger, which is just still a hilarious movie. That is still one of the best movies. Like that movie came out in 1999, and I still it just has me just rolling. That's Eddie Murphy, right? It's Eddie Murphy and what's his name? Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. Oh, yeah, that's a comedy duo.
Yeah, that is a comedy duo, and Robert Downey Jr. shows up. He's one of the young Robert Downey Jr. shows up.
Right. You mean still having issues, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, you could tell that. Yeah, you could tell. It's a funny movie. Okay, it is just such. It is. It's on HBO Max too.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
maybe I'll put that on the list.
For a movie that came out 22 years ago, it is just a joy. It's one of those timeless classics. It's like what is it? Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Right.
It's like one of those movies. It just doesn't age. It just stays the same. I love it when that happens. It's like, wow, this is just as good as it was when I watched it when I was a kid. There's nothing I'm picking up as an adult that's like bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, some things definitely do well. I mean, like, I go back and watch Airplane, and mostly it's fine, except for a couple moments. But
I was talking about Carlos Mencia, and somebody had to remind me that like Carlos Mencia was like a real not a good comedian. I was like, didn't he have a show? Like, because we were talking about like early, mid 2000s, like Comedy Central, and there was so many shows on there that just would not be on TV today.
Oh, all his humor was just racial jokes.
And like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's another one of those. Just like the only skits on the Dave Chappelle show that I actually laugh at are the ones with Charlie Murphy.
There is that funny skit I did see where it's like like they're in a club and they're dancing to a Tupac song, and like the Tupac song is just talking about how he's still alive. Like it's like, I'm living in Miami.
There was one skit where like you always see these reality shows with like all these white people and like one black person. Like, what would you do if you did the opposite? You put one white person in with the black people, and like the main guy was Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy's great.
That guy has a direct line to my funny bone. His voice, his everything. Oh my God. Rest in peace, my man.
Yeah.
For real. We lost an angel that day.
For sure.
I don't even know what day that was.
A few years ago, I guess.
It was 2017, I think. It was in the middle of they were filming the new season of Black Jesus.
Oh, right. Okay.
Have you ever seen Black Jesus?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
see that one.
So Black Jesus is an Adult Swim show.
I remember when it came out. I just didn't see it.
It's Erin McGruder.
Yeah. Same creator of Boondocks.
And then it's Mike Clattenburg, the creator of Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So like it blends both of those together so well, and it's such a wholesome. It's so wholesome. Charlie Murphy's in it. John Witherspoon is in it. A lot of good talented people are in it. Actually, I would watch it if I were you. Honestly, it's an Adult Swim show. The episodes are like 15 minutes long, so like a
Oh, that's
season
easy.
is like 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
No, definitely should. That's like when I used to watch Robot Chicken a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's in the same vein with those kind of shows, but it's live action.
Yeah. I remember seeing clips and a trailer for it, but I just didn't watch it when it was on.
It's wholesome. It is one of the most wholesome shows I've ever seen.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good to hear.
It is so wholesome, and it's something special. I was a really big Trailer Park Boys fan, and I'm a really big Boondocks fan, and like it's perfect. It literally blends both of those together. It's uncanny. You need to see it.
Okay, I will.
So we're just giving each other lists. We're just giving each other more things to
I know
add
this
to
is
each
just
other's lists.
yeah, they're getting longer and longer lists.
Yeah, well, this is what we do.
That's true. That's generally what we talk about.
Yeah, we just talk about what we're doing in the media we're like consuming. I don't really have any projects going on right now other than this little show. I know you have the pod, but I don't know what you're doing with the pod, honestly.
The podcast is coming back. It's just timing.
It'll be here, guys.
Yeah, we've got the two great new hosts. We got Jazzy and we got Lizzie. They're gonna kick ass. They're gonna kick ass. The show's gonna probably be less focused on comics because of who we have, but it'll just be geeky things and feminism. Oh, scary word.
Scary word, feminism.
Lightning crash.
Yes, lightning crash. So next week on Erin's Comic Room, guys, we have a special guest. Me and Jose will be interviewing David Avalone.
Oh, great! He's awesome.
Yes, David's coming on the show. Yeah, we've talked in DMs for like a while, and pretty cool guy. Can't wait to have him on.
Gals of Geekdom. I got to interview him.
I know. Awesome. I know. He's pretty laid back, pretty chill, and that's just what we look for when it comes to this show. That'll be on the 19th, guys, next week, and then on the 26th we are interviewing Stoney Williams with his he is the writer of the Mad Cave Studios series Villainous, which is actually really popular right now among the indie book comic fans, and I can't wait to have Stoney on. He's such a great guy. He's got a big
You're
beard.
Also a great person.
He brushes it all the time when he's on camera with people. He's a cool dude. And then we have a bunch of other, like, we're booked all the way through April.
Wow.
Yeah. Awesome. We weren't booked today though. This is the only day we had because Jose was going on vacation and I wasn't going to stream today. I really wasn't. So
I'm so glad that I was able to catch up with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's perfect time for that. I do want to be on Gals one more time.
Yes, absolutely. We will do an episode together.
I definitely want to be. I want a departure episode. Eva got hers. I want mine.
Do you want to just to be the two of us, or do you want to?
No, you can bring the new people in.
Okay, maybe we'll just.
I want a grand send off
with fireworks and explosions.
Yeah, well, I didn't listen to Eva's send off.
It's just us two talking for like 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, I want a better send off than that. Are you messaging me? Uh oh. You did message me.
I private chat. I just didn't want to say it out loud. I should probably get going.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say that too. I just didn't see the thing. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. That's just me, and I named this stream A Conversation with One of My Best Friends, and that's exactly what it was.
I love doing this. This is really fun. I was looking forward to it all week, and then when it came about, I was like, I just worked an 8-hour shift, and I'm so happy to come home and do this. So
yeah, this was really chill. That's what I like.
Yeah, Absolutely. And if you want
last
me
week
on
was
again,
real
just let me know.
serious. So, oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
definitely. You can come in anytime you want if you're around.
Just let me know, and I'll try. Sometimes it's harder, but if I can actually have a date like that's set ahead of time and make
Every
that, then I will
Friday,
make that.
hon. Every Friday at 8.
Cool. Awesome. 5 for me, actually. 3-hour difference. Hey.
All right, guys. So this has been Erin, and this has been Chrystal, and we're gonna sign off and go do
Bye.
nerd stuff.
All right. Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.